remount his Wise's RM1. Let's find out what happened to the South African then. That's going into turn number 9, isn't it? I think the V corner. Yeah, it is turn 9. You can just saw there Suda-san behind him, the Suzuki replacement rider.
It looked like Remy looked at him and followed him in there. It went wide as well, but looks like Darren is okay, and so's his bike. I'd say he may even get going again.
4 minutes remaining, and up by 0.4 of a second in the first 2 splits is this man, Johan Zarco, already in second place. 1:56.306. Tetsuta Nagashima was having a great ride there on the HRC wildcard RC213V up into 6th place with a 1:57.229. 1.3 seconds he is off the best pace as it stands right now. Now then, Marco Bezzecchi looking strong again. Certainly strong in the second sector. He's lost time in split number 3 as they drop down the hill, the downhill straight. Didn't take them need a genius to work out a name for that particular part of this motegi circuit, because it really does drop off dramatically when you're in top gear, braking back 4 gears for the second gear 90-degree corner. Now Zarco is going to obliterate Jorge Martin's 55.915 here. Look at this from Zarco. A bit of a squirm on that rear tyre as he got on the gas out of the victory corner. But Zarco's going to take over top spot here, surely he does. A 1:55.300. That's a great time by Zarco. Brilliant. He's 6/10 clear now of Martin in second place.
You don't often say that in qualifying, do you? 6/10 ahead of the second position.
Bastianini, his charge is coming late. Is it too late though? He's got time. He makes a mistake though there going through turns 1 and 2. There was a big shake of the head there. He knows he's 0.8 of a second behind Johan Zarco. That 55.300, that will take some beating, won't it, from the Frenchman. Turn 14, you can see there the extended knee slider just getting caught up there. Simon spotted it brilliantly, didn't he, through turn 14.
Matt, rather than curb, I think that was water. Just the water pressure at that speed, even though it wasn't too fast, was enough to grab his leg and pull it out.
Oh, somebody's gone down. I can hear in our headset there's been a faller. Somebody's crashed. Now, how crucial could that be? And it's Bastianini. Well, an Air Bastianini yesterday paid so dearly for a late crash in that dry FP1 session, the 75-minute start to this Japanese Grand Prix weekend, and that is it. And Air Bastianini has crashed out again then in a crucial end-of-session scenario. Where's he gone down this time? I think it's turn 5 again, isn't it? He's been trailed by Alex Marquez. It is turn 5. That was the corner that cost him so dearly yesterday at the end of FP1. That's the reason why he was in this session. And it's all gone wrong again at 5 for Bastianini. There's not going to be a place in the Q2 for him. How damaging could that be? Not just for his prospects of fighting for the win here in Japan tomorrow, but how damaging for his championship prospects, given the fact that already he's 48 points behind Fabio Quartararo. We know he's a great charger through the field, Bastianini. We know he keeps good life in those tyres for the end of the race, but it could get worse, of course. And in fact, it is getting worse, immediately worse for the Italian on the Grazzini machine, because in the blink of an eye, he's been relegated to 5th by fellow Italians Bezzecchi and Morbidelli. One of the Muni VR46 bikes was running on there in the first corner. The Gian Antonio goes up into 6th place. All Enea Bastianini can do now then is just sit on that scooter and hope and pray he doesn't plummet any further down the field than 5th. This will be 15th on the grid. This is the second costly error then into turn 5 for Bastianini so far this weekend.
The tightest, turn on the track. Really have to slow it down. It looked like he'd made it almost off the brake and front folded. Matt, it's such a fine line between going through. He was almost, he was attempting to go through, and now he's going to be well back on the grid. It's going to be hard to have to worry about team orders tomorrow. More
yellow flag pain coming the way of Alex Rins. He's just had another lap, as he did so often yesterday at the end of FP1. Another yellow flag. The yellow flag infringement for Bastianini has cost Alex Rins. This man, though, on a different level in this session. The checkered flag is out. Raul Fernandez is our latest victim of these very tricky conditions. Fernandez was top 6 at one stage in that opening qualifier. He's been pushed back down to 12th place. But this man, Johan Zarco, what an immense performance that is. A 1:55.300, over 6/10 ahead of anybody else in this session. A quick look at the timing screens. Can't see anybody getting even close to Zarco's 50.
a great job, but right ahead of him, Alex Rins in 8th. He's going to be horrified with that, because I really think for the second race in a row, he's got the pace for the podium, you know, from what I've seen in the dry.
We just saw there, we've had the thunderstorms in Japan this afternoon, and a face of thunder from Gresini boss Michele Massini, because he knows his man Enea Bastianini will have to go from what looks like being 15th on the grid tomorrow. Just after that late crash at turn 5, it looks like it will be P5 in that Q1 for the beast. Great afternoon though for Prima Pramac Racing. Stunning performance that by Joan Zarco. No wonder he's getting a round of applause as he comes back into that garage. Now then, how much will that experience pay dividends in Q2 coming up very, very shortly, because Zarco will lead with a 55.3. Plenty for the beast to contemplate. Not his day. It wasn't his Friday afternoon, was it, when a crash at turn 5 in the drive put him in that Q1 session, and it wasn't his Saturday afternoon as well. All the waiting around in the garage, and it all came to nothing. Mid-corner, wasn't it, into turn number 5. And that front Michelin wet tyre just crying no more. Bastianini then will start the Japanese Grand Prix from 5th. A 1:56.130 was his best time, nearly 9/10 behind Joan Zarco. Jorge Martin, he found a late 1:55.795, which reduced Zarco's big advantage to just under half a second. Martin himself was comfortably in that Q2, with Marco Bezzecchi nearly a 1/10.5 further back.
So that'll mean Bastianini from 15th, right?
Yeah,
tomorrow.
And
so
will go from 15th, yeah.
Ouch.
I mean, not impossible to fight his way through, because this Motegi circuit, 4.8 kilometres of it, has an abundance of overtaking opportunities, so expect to see him charging through, but what a job by that man.
Buat GP Mania yang mau dapat